Okay, it's recording. Well, I just made another gourmet meal for myself. It's called pain en gelée sans huile. For you peasants out there, it's peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So, very fantastic and delicioso. And I think it'll hold over in my belly for a few hours. And I wash it down with water because you can't really drink anything flavored when you're having something that's sweet because the flavored stuff just kind of tastes like water anyway. So just drink water. But yeah, future me, Avatar, and the 2 people that will watch this, plus or minus 2, mainly minus. It's like the 20th. Actually, I think it's the 19th. Well, because I don't have Snap and I received a poo level of money this month. The internet bill is coming up in a few days, and I am going to have to call Optimum Internet and see if I can push that back until I get the next month's paycheck disbursement, whatever the fuck they want to call it, whatever you want to call it, till I can pay it. And next month's going to be tight, whether I get the normal amount or the normal amount minus 155, which would be 855. Because, then I'm going to have to pay the back amount, and it's going to be tight regardless. Because I still don't have Snap, and I was thinking that on December 20th of last year, the whole Medicaid application thing would take a month, maybe 2, to get completed and done, and I'd have it, and everything would be set, and then I could just do the whole Snap application, and that would take maybe a month more for that. So when I applied, I was just like, I remembered a few days later, I was like, maybe I should have submitted the Snap thing at the same time. Screw it, I'll just do it afterwards. I can get by for another month or 2 without Snap benefits. Oh, no, I was wrong. I should have remembered when I did it in December. Oh, that's right. The Republicans won the presidency. I'm gonna be fucked. Little things like that just kind of slipped my mind, but that's right. When Republicans win, that's right. The poor people are gonna be double fucked. So, yeah. This is not gonna be all politics again, but man. If we lived in a better country, I swear, the videos would be, more about like me. Well, first of all, the videos would be more rainbows and unicorns, happy faces. And second of all, I wouldn't be making videos because we would be in a great world and I would be sitting on my butt doing nothing or volunteering in the community helping people because, the world would be great. And I mean, there would be opportunities for me to do stuff where I would feel like, maybe I could do something. But, it would just be a totally different world when we're in now, and fuck it. Now it's shitty, and my computer's busted. I'm bored and whatever. Anywho, so Texas State, I'm in now. Somebody wants to pass a bill to ban ban furries. Okay, ban furries, which is having litter boxes in schools, and not for like a pet cat for the classroom, but from kids using the litter boxes to pee in. Which again, time and time again, people are like, that was a BS story. It never happened. It didn't happen, people. As much as you want to think it happened, it didn't. So, whatever. And it's just like, I think most kids, when they're at that age, you have an imagination. And so when you're playing outside, do kids even do that anymore? I don't know. When you're playing outside, you do kind of just romp around, and sometimes you're like, they get down on their fours and they're like, roar, I'm a dog, I'm a cat, I'm a dinosaur or something. But, they don't like pretend to pee or anything. They're just pretending to be an animal for a little while. And maybe they get on their floors and they run like a dog. So are we going to ban them from having an imagination now? The only thing they can imagine themselves doing is, I don't know, beating hippies, commies, and trans people at the age of 5, and also worshiping Jesus. I mean, that's a really boring world to live in. If I had kids, I don't want to, no. I want my kid to be able to pretend that, pretend that they're whatever. They're a kid. Let them do what they want. Yeah. And when I was a little kid, when I was, 3, 4, 5, I don't really have any memories, but I do have one. My mom didn't like me doing it. If she saw me doing it, she'd be like, hey, get back in here. But I would go out on the sidewalk when it was raining outside, and I would splash in the puddles. I don't know why, but I thought it was fun. The puddles, see, we lived in what I call a buffer neighborhood, because there was the ghetto, our neighborhood, and then there were the middle class, because we were lower middle class, ghetto, our neighborhood, lower middle class, upper middle, and then the places where none of us were able to go. Yeah. So in our buffer neighborhood, the sidewalks were just a little bit uneven. And so when it rained, there was like a little teeny bit of, it's kind of like a river almost. And so there'd be a little drift of water on one side. The whole sidewalk got wet, but it would kind of pool a little bit and then run. And so the rainwater would keep falling on that, and there'd be little bubbles, and I'd be jumping on them. And it would just be fun. You'd just splash around in them. I would. I don't ever remember any other kids doing it, because I was always a weird kid. But, yeah. She'd be like, get in here. What are you doing out there? When she finally did see me, because, kids, as they do, get away from the parents. I mean, you got to watch them like a hawk. So, yeah. I mean, like I said, what are you going to do? Are you going to ban kids from having an imagination? Oh, that's going to produce a lot of great scientists and engineers, by the way. Not to mention artists, philosophers, all sorts of great things. I mean, you're just kneecapping the next generation of people. So, yeah, just letting you know ahead of time. But you will have a lot of devout followers that are going to breed a lot of devout following idiots that will have nothing to contribute to your society except for a bunch of durs that will be able to wield the guns that ain't going to work because all your guns are going to be 50 years old while everybody else in the world is wielding plasma rifles. And you ain't going to be able to get any because the rest of the world is going to look at you and be like, yeah, you're not getting any. Because we're too afraid of what you're going to do with them. So you're going to be having swords while everybody else has guns. And yeah. What do you think about that? That's only semi-political right there, but. So who's really destroying America? You talk about destroying America. I think you're destroying America with your book that you got, with your secret magical book that answers all of life's questions. It's got everything in there that you need except truth. And you can't even make soup out of that fucking book. You know, it doesn't even have a recipe for chicken soup. You know, I mean, come on. You think they would have added that in by now? You'd be like, noodles, chicken, broth, cook, and you got chicken soup. And someone should have put that in there by now. No, you can't even do that. You can't add anything except they always have been adding shit for the past, I don't know, 1,800 years. But no one thought to add, a recipe for anything. Maybe, was her name? Susan Childs or whatever. I will teach you how to make a good pie. There you go. Put it in the Bible. Susan Childs? Is that her name? I don't know. But, yeah. I'm sorry I attacked your scripture, but it's wrong. I'm pretty sure Jesus didn't read from the Bible either. The Old Testament or anything. Jesus was just sitting there going, just speaking off the cuff, making shit up like Trump. While people that were, everybody in the background, especially the older Jews, were just looking at him like, who the fuck is this dude? Look at this guy. What an ass. Oh, you guys nowadays are just like loving Trump. It's just like, yeah, whatever. I don't know. You want to follow that bunghole? That's fine, but I'll tell you where you're marching. It ain't the promised land. And where you're marching, there is a drop, and it ain't slow. It's called a precipice, and oof, man, I hope you can fly. You better learn how to grow some wings. Up to heaven, right? You know? Yeah. Yeah. Right there. That's what Musk was talking about. He was talking about wings. Wings to tomorrow. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Going up to heaven. Zeke Heil style. Yeah. That's what he's talking about. Wings to tomorrow. I think that was like I was gonna say a Star Trek, or not Star Trek, a Starcraft thing, but Wings to Tomorrow, Wings of Liberty. I don't know what the fuck. It's some game or movie or some shit. Anyways, whatever. That's a random tangent for sure. Man, my mind just like you know. I don't think I have ADHD, but I definitely have some kind of thing where, dude, my mind just like splits every once in a while and just like gets just like random thoughts. Anyways, yeah. I think it might be a good idea to ban kids from having an imagination. Because, then we won't get any more wacko religions like the one I just saw uh, with the AR-15 gun cult. That was kind of freaky. And it's in the Bible Belt in Tennessee, I think. And the leader of the gun cult is a Korean. And I'm just like, okay, so you bunch of white folk think this is just weird to me. You bunch of white folk with AR-15s think Jesus's second coming is a Korean dude that came to America. Now, Jesus can come back as anyone. I am totally like, he doesn't have to be a white guy. I know that because, why would, he can come back as whatever. He can come back as a toad. If God is all powerful and stuff, like, Jesus can be a blade of grass. It doesn't even matter. I'm just saying, the Bible Belt is full of like white people and stuff. That's a really liberal ass view for a bunch of white Jesus Bible thumpers to be like, yeah, that Korean dude is the second coming of Jesus. I'm just like, one of these things is not like the other, Like, how? Like, that's just some weird ass shit. Yeah. So I don't know how these people come to whatever. And on top of that, it's like, dude, you do know that it's an AR-15. You're gonna not have those guns pretty soon. Like, it's a limited edition. I mean, like, they're not gonna make those forever, you know? And the ammunition, you know, like, as soon as, like, the government is like, yeah, I don't like this gun cult anymore. Maybe it's getting too big or something. Like, you're not getting any more of these fucking things. You're too weird, and we're gonna, like, no. You just, no. I'm not saying they're gonna take your guns. I'm saying they might be like, maybe we're gonna stop letting AR-15s into military surplus shit. And it's just gonna get harder and harder for y'all to get those weapons. And on top of that, it's like, that's just weird. That's just some weird shit. Oh man. A fucking gun cult. And isn't idolatry a sin also? Okay, and idolatry. Dude, if idolatry is a sin, what is the deal with every one of y'all wearing a cross? Isn't that an idol? Why isn't a cross an idol? Why isn't all of your shit, all of your little pieces of jewelry that you have in Christianity, an idol? It's just a symbol. Yeah, I'm not buying it. No sale. A picture of Jesus. Yeah, it's a symbol. No, it's an idol. Fuck you. No sale. A little statue of Jesus. Yeah, it's an idol, buddy. I'm sorry. You're breaking. You're sinning. You're gonna have to adopt the the um, the thing of Islam, and like, no pictures, no statues, no symbols, no blah blah blah, no any of that. If you wanna adhere to the idolatry clause of the contract, you're gonna have to start wiping out all that shit. Churches are going to have to be like my room, a white fucking box with chairs, and that's it. No, nothing on the walls, people. You're going to be a white box with chairs and a pastor, a priest, just reading from the book, cover to cover, and that's it. And if you can't get people to join on those grounds, which you're never going to get, then, well, too bad. I guess your religion is going to fucking die to the competition of, well, like influencers and movies and TV and stuff, because you know what? That shit's better. Oh, and also ass and titties. Yeah. Oh, but we got heaven and hell. Heaven to motivate you in eternal bliss, and hell to motivate you in eternal punishment. Yeah, well, whatever. That will only get you so far. I'm looking at my slippers. These slippers I bought 4 months ago. All right. These are 4-month-old slippers, and they were like fluffy and super comfortable and everything 4 months ago, and now they are pretty worn out. But the plus side to that is that they were $5. So whatever. Also, I don't really care. I just don't want to walk around here in my socks, because walking around in the socks, it makes the socks get really dirty. So, whatever. It's like a holy shield for my socks. And the slippers get dirty. So, it's a bonus. I got my other flip-flops over there by the sliding door to the outside, so I can just put on my flip-flops when I want to go on the balcony. Ooh. And it's a good setup. Some people want all these things in life that can be bought with thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, billions. I don't. I just want enough to get by and have my slippers, have my computer, have my food, and some clothes. And maybe have a couple, I don't know, rocket launchers, just in case. Oh, I'd like a 50 caliber. I don't know why. One of those automatic 50 cal guns. Not like the vehicle mounted things. I'm talking about the ones with the double stand things, but I don't need the stand. I wouldn't be able to shoot one of them because the recoil would probably shatter my shoulder because I'm still a weakling, but just to say I have it in case a Terminator comes around and I need to shoot an armor-piercing incendiary at his face. Yeah. Because, an AK doesn't do dick to a Terminator. And I've always wondered, why do you keep packing regular guns when Sarah, you've fought one of them already, and yet you have all these guns that are regular guns. You have like 50 regular guns, and they don't do anything. Ugh. And yet you keep them. They do nothing. Why do you even have them? Get bigger caliber weapons. Get a fucking Tesla gun. Like, haven't you figured that out yet? Like, get only rocket launchers. Seriously. Bazookas. Acid guns. Seriously. Anyways, I think there's been enough topics covered for right now. And man, was it 10 o'clock? Yeah, it's 10:30. I think it's time for my daily aneurysm. So, all right. Oops.